I feel in India there's a very good scope of animation and gaming because there are a lot of studios nowadays here and there are a lot of projects. The only thing that is lacking is to find skilled animators who can actually animate directly are ready to animate on the production shots, because a lot of countries will be giving projects, outsourcing projects to India, as like one factor being the ratio of the currency differences. So that is one factor. Another factor is nowadays there are some good schools coming up and good institutes coming up, so they train very well students, and then students, if they are ready, they can directly like come into studios. So students are less, but studios demand is higher than the amount of skilled animators. As an animator, you can work on couple of different ways. One thing is you directly go to a studio. Another big common thing is you can just take up freelance projects, because a lot of studios in India will be giving out projects if they do not have enough amount of animators working on the same projects. But if they take like more projects than the animators, then they will be looking out for the different animators who are doing the freelance thing. So freelance demand is also there, and as a studio you can also join. So major two things are there. If you are interested, if you are excited about doing something different, something not that traditional course, then, and if you feel you are creative and you want to do something different, I feel animation is best for you, because it's a very different thing and it will keep you excited. Like every shot is different and this thing for a long time. And if you want to start into this thing, then first thing would be you have to do a little bit more research about what animation actually is, and how animators are, and what Indian animation industry is, and all these things. Basically, you can just Google this thing, you can watch some videos on YouTube. So that should be the first step to see like are you really up for this industry. So I feel the institute plays a huge role. The first step would be, obviously you did the research and all this, and you felt like you want to do something cool and something creative. You want to join animation industry, and that this you want to make as your career. Then next step should be to get a professional, either a degree or a diploma. But I feel institutes plays a major role in this thing, because in institute you will be having a fixed curriculum where faculties who are actually experienced would be working together to forming a curriculum and then revising the curriculum related to, like, if the industry is changing, then the curriculum will be updated regarding to that, and all the skills, how we brainstorm once in a while, every once in a while we brainstorm on this thing, and we keep refining the curriculum which is ongoing industry related. So institute, I feel, is a very good thing that you should go for. Just check out the institutes, and you should that plays a big role in that, because on your own you cannot go through in a structured way. Yes, for sure you'll find like a lot of free tutorials on YouTube and a lot of people here and there, but for a structured from start bouncing ball to like tigers or something, like creatures and animals, to take you in that, you need someone to guide you for that and to give you feedback all along the way. I feel like institute plays a big role in that. Once you are in industry, or once you are into this profession, then obviously there will be days you would not have like mood for this thing. So I feel like inspiration is a big part, that you need to keep yourself motivated wherever you are, whatever you are doing in your life. Inspiration, big part. For me, I would be like, if we talk about doing a shot or working in the production, or being here, so it's just whatever, freelance or working in a studio, both, like inspiration can be found. And if you watch some good movie, if you're just watching some animated movie, some live action movie, then you would be seeing like some really cool shot, like dragon is flying and the kid is on his back, then you might be like, man, like this thing would be very cool, because it will like give those dreams to people. And if that moves you, what you can do is you can put that as a screenshot, or you can sometimes put that as a wallpaper, or take a print out or something, or just do sketches. So these like small things will keep you inspired. Or if you are into comics or anime, or like any of this thing, but always remember like what made you started, what made you take the first step, or what made you do that first Google research about what animation is, where the institute, that thing. Just go back to the roots. Maybe some particular character is there, that character might inspire you. So all these different things can keep you inspired. Drawing, I feel, is not actually that necessary, but it definitely helps you out a lot. Like it's similar to like different skills. The more skills you have, better you will be. If you have skills in drawing, which will help you out in understanding how the character proportion are, because when you are working in production, all different shots, if you are working on a project which is from Brazil versus a project which is from Australia, the characters will be very different, the ethnicity is different, all these things are different. If you have studied this thing, the ratio of the characters, if you are working on an animal, you are working on a human, it's completely different. So if you study the basics of the drawing and life study and all this, it will definitely help you out, but it's not that necessary. You can somehow do without that. Some people more on rely on like more live action, and they'll put a camera, they'll act out, and then they can transfer that. But a lot of people will be like sketching small thumbnails and all. But basic, if you know, it's always good. But even if you don't know, like you can still survive in that. 2D and 3D, that's a big question that a lot of people, once you are excited, you will be like, okay, should you go for 2D, should you go for 3D? So big difference is like 2D, it would be hand drawn. Either it can be like traditional way where there are physical papers and you would be drawing on that, and for every movement there will be like 24 drawings or 12 drawings. So you draw in progression on like different pages, and they are scanned, they are colored and all this thing, and then they run that together in a video format, and a lot of movies are made in that way. Or nowadays the 2D is done in digital way also, like you'll be having a Wacom tablet or some pen tablet and you'll be drawing, but you have to draw for the 2D, that is 2D, and it's not necessarily on papers but digital way also, that is 2D. And the 3D would be, you'll be using some Autodesk Maya or Max, or a lot of studios have their own softwares. So you will be having a three-dimensional rig, three-dimensional environment to play with. There will be like trees and all. You don't have to draw trees, but there will be 3D models of that, which is like live trees, but scaled down version of that proper set. But that would be in the screen in this thing, so you can rotate that and all. So you have to do different shots, different environments. That is 3D. AET courses, I feel like they are, from what I know, like it's very unique and very different. The big factor being the faculties are very passionate about giving these things, what we have learned, the skills we have, and the experience that we had in the industry, to passing on this to the students. So that is one of the difference. And the second thing about the courses, as I mentioned, like we sit together every week and we brainstorm on what we can add on and what we can remove, and what is better. We look here from a student point of view. If a student is excited in a class and he asks a question, we have this thing in attendance, we write it down. These were the questions asked, and based on that, based on the curiosity and the level of the student, we keep refining the syllabus so it fits everything, and it's very structured, basics to advanced. Every module is built on the previous module, so it's very interactive. We have a lot of activities, a lot of workshops here and there, clay animation and this and that. Like a lot of faculties are called from outside also, and the faculty says it's courses structured and it's from students' perspective, so students can also relate to it and they can learn in a very interactive environment. That's, I feel like, what makes AET different from other institutes in India. Scope of gaming and animation industry, I feel, is like in India especially, it's like very good, because a lot of studios, a lot of countries, they outsource a lot of projects to India, and own IP content also nowadays. Like a lot of studios are building, not just in Bangalore, but if you see in India, there are some major cities. Bangalore is there, Hyderabad is there, Delhi, Mumbai. So major studios are here, and then a lot of smaller studios are there, like in almost. Yeah, I feel so. The courses, the structure, it's a structured in a way what the institutes or what the studios are demanding, because the studio expects a animator, a skilled animator, to have certain knowledge about some skills, basic skills. So if you go through this kind of structure, this thing, it's just coming from a perspective of what studio is looking for in an animator. So once you go through these courses, either a degree or a diploma, you learn all those skills, and once you pass out from here, you are directly ready to be in a production ready, they say it in industry. So you are production ready, that means you just go, a little bit of training about how the pipeline is different, you will be ready, and they'll directly put you on the production once you have the skills, once you show that you are ready for it.